Thanks for inviting us in. It's 11 o'clock and we begin tonight with breaking news out of Clinton County. In the last half hour, state police have now confirmed to 13 News that a sheriff's deputy there was injured in a shooting. The deputy said to be stable right now. We've got Logan Gay live there tonight along the scene, which is along State Road 29 north of Michigan Town. So Logan, what are you learning about the suspect?
At the scene that we're seeing right now.
Yes, Scott. Well, state police say that the suspect was also shot, and we are still working to learn more information about the condition of that person and what led up to the shooting. We did just get here moments ago, so we are still working to learn more information about what's actually going on. But what I can tell you is that this area is a very rural area. Driving in, we did not see any kind of street lights, but what we could see, streets away, roads away, were the flashing lights that you can see behind me. I'm going to step aside so you can just see how many police cars are here on the scene. There are so many police cars, I can't even count them all. There are lined up down this road. We cannot see where they actually stop or where they're heading to, if it's a house or so. But like I said, what we do know is that the suspect was also shot in this at this scene, and we are still working to learn more information about what led up to it and the condition of the suspect. We are also working to learn more information about how long this road will be closed. We're hoping to get an update here soon, and once we do, we will update this story absolutely on air and online if we can. But again, Scott, this area is closed off. They're asking people to avoid it if you can while they process this scene. There are very many officers here, and so again, we're hoping to get an update here soon. Scott?
All right, Logan Gay, we'll get back to you just as soon as we get new information. We're going to follow this story closely overnight. You can see all the breaking developments on Sunrise starting at 4 o'clock. And now to the weather impact. We are seeing rain move out of central Indiana. Angela joins us now from the Weather Center. Great conditions, though, my friend, are not going anywhere, are they?
No, the next couple of days will be cloudy. We have to wait until the weekend for some sunshine. So just be aware, we've got clouds in the forecast. The rain has moved out of central Indiana. You can see it here on the big view of the radar. A line of storms down to our south and some rain and storms off to our east. For us, we still have clouds, but no rain. Temperatures in the 40s, 41 Peru, 40 Kokomo, 44 Indianapolis, and right now 41 degrees in Richmond. Morning temperatures upper 30s and low 40s. Sunrise is at 7:33. There will be clouds around. Can't rule out a few pockets of drizzle or a little bit of mist. Otherwise, just a cloudy Wednesday and a cloudy Thursday as well. High temperatures the next couple of days in the 50s.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. And now to the growing frustration at an apartment complex on the northeast side of Indianapolis. Over the past few hours, we've heard from residents at Lake Castleton who are demanding action after repeated health citations. Tonight, our Alex Almanza explains why Indiana's top attorney is now stepping in.
Doors not working properly, hinges torn off. This refrigerator is in the middle of a hallway. This is just the tip of the iceberg for many residents here at Lake Castleton, with the Indiana Attorney General now weighing in, saying that hundreds of health citations were dismissed, putting many residents' health at risk.
When it comes to celebrating successes, Sarah Pitzer has a lot to cheer about.
This was my new start. Very excited to be here.
The soon-to-be mom found out this week that chemotherapy treatment for her cancer is now done. But this moment had to come full circle because in March of last year, things were looking up.
I came and I looked at the property and it was beautiful at the time. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Until they weren't.
I'm just trying to get as far away from this place as possible, somewhere safe I can bring my baby home and just start fresh.
Pitzer, along with many other residents in this complex, are now part of a legal battle after Attorney General Todd Rokita filed a civil lawsuit against the owners and property managers of Lake Castleton. Pitzer says she went months without AC, had electrical issues, all of which have now been fixed. But still, things remain, such as this newly discovered moldy air vent in her bedroom.
Nobody deserves to live this way, whether they have great health or they're in bad health. It's just not fair.
A 50-page lawsuit details complaints ranging from mold, collapsed ceilings, and even rodent infestations.
This is serious. Like, we're paying to stay here, and we're paying for a service that you are not providing.
Sierra Harvey has lived at this complex for nearly 2 years. She says when her water heater broke, she had to wait 3 months for repairs, but mold eventually took over part of her wall. Harvey says she then wrote a bad review online and went to the office to ask about rent back pay. The response?
In order for us to give you this concession, you have to sign this paper saying that you will no longer leave any reviews and take down any negative reviews.
Harvey never signed the form and her review is still online.
Now, this lawsuit also is looking for a jury trial. We also tried reaching out to the property manager for this apartment complex, but we did not hear back. In Indianapolis, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
The battle over Indiana's 9 congressional districts comes down to a 29-19 vote. For now, the state Senate approved a measure today saying it won't reconvene until January 5th. So this complicates this push to redraw our state's congressional map because of January deadlines for candidates to file. Indiana lawmakers gathering today to outline priorities for the upcoming legislative session, but the issue on everyone's minds today was redistricting. This is a debate dividing even Indiana's Republican supermajorities. Senate President Pro Tem Rod Bray says there is a better way to gain ground in the 2026 midterms.
We would rather take a look at Congressional District 1. It is a district that's been trending red over the last several years. And in fact, we have a senator now in Lake County that there may have been one other Republican senator there in the last 100 years, and now we have that, the Republicans hold that seat. So evidence that it's really trending red. And if we had a candidate that we could all get behind and be supportive of, we think that we could turn that seat.
The Senate's posture has Governor Mike Braun saying he's exploring all options to compel them to show up and vote. House Speaker Todd Houston says his members are ready to do just that.
This is not a question of whether we join the fight. The fight is already here. The choice is whether we choose to unilaterally disengage or do we use every tool at our disposal to help win and ensure Republicans have a fair chance in the upcoming federal elections.
Speaker Houston told House members to keep the first 2 weeks of December open. House Democrats say they are cautiously optimistic that there is no path forward for redistricting. Time will tell. Well, tomorrow, some Hamilton Southeastern teachers are planning an informational picket outside the school district's central office. All of this is part of their push for a better contract, one they say will help them keep up with rising health care costs. The Hamilton Southeastern Education Association is requesting district leaders move $1.6 million from the rainy day fund over to the education fund to help them do that. Last Friday, the district said it entered mediation with the HSEA after the two sides failed to reach an agreement. The president of the HSEA says tomorrow's event is about showing unity.
People who maybe feel like they have, been experiencing this alone or have been struggling with that, realize that, we're all in this together and, we're all there for each other, which is really what education is all about.
Zerbe went on to say that no matter what, the teachers are going to continue working and showing up for students. He just hopes the school district shows up for teachers. Tomorrow's picket is set to begin at 4. We reached out to HSE tonight. A district spokesperson pointed us to a recent statement. So let's talk about that. It points to unexpected changes to school funding in Senate Enrolled Act 1, declining enrollment, and a growing deficit putting pressure on the district's budget. The Post says the education fund balance could drop by more than $10 million by 2027. Now to big changes tonight for plans to bring a data center to Clinton County. The company behind this proposal is now withdrawing it. But that's hardly the end of this story. 13 News tonight can confirm that the developer plans to refile next year. So we visited Frankfort earlier this month as some residents were expressing concerns. Now we're told any new plans would call for an even larger data center covering some 1,200 acres. We don't have any word yet on a specific timeline. Here's a look at the other stories making headlines tonight. The NTSB has now finished its on-site investigation into that deadly UPS cargo plane crash in Louisville. City leaders say crews are now working to clean up that site. They say about 95% of runoff from the crash has now been cleared from area waterways. The UPS president says they've been in contact with each affected family and tonight are offering support. Tonight, a man knows his sentence for a shooting that took place outside a restaurant on the west side of Indianapolis. Ezra Watkins got 4 years in prison for shooting a delivery driver at the Wingstop where Watkins worked. Investigators say it happened after an argument over a food order. The shooting took place back in February. Tonight, some Indianapolis residents are planning a protest because of concerns about an intersection near downtown. They want the city to do something to make it safer. It is a 6-stop intersection along Mass Ave, St. Clair, and College. Neighbors will hold a rally there Sunday afternoon at 1, hoping to spark change. DPW leaders say they're now mapping out those changes next summer. Allegiant Airlines pilots are tonight demanding an end to contract negotiation delays. More than 1,400 of them took part in a demonstration across the country, including here in Indianapolis. One pilot told 13 News these negotiations have been going on for nearly 5 years. Pilots say they will strike if they feel they have to, but they hope for a better resolution. Remember, you can find all of our latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app.